So welcome everyone. On behalf of Nexperts Academy, I, Yash Sharma, welcome you all in this free workshop. Guys, in this workshop, we are going to discuss about Django. Our today's agenda will be, we are going to discuss about Django, means what exactly Django is all about. Now, what is the benefit of Django Web Framework? Why you should learn this Django Web Framework? What can you do with this Django Web Framework? Then in our today's session, we are going to understand about Django MVT architecture. And finally, we are going to design an app in Django. So this is going to be a 3-hour session. And in this 3-hour session, I'm going to give you an overview of Django. So guys, thanks for joining us today. I welcome you all. And now we are about to start this session. So I have divided this workshop into 2 modules. In the very first module, we will be discussing about what is Django. Means theoretically, I will be explaining you what exactly Django is all about. Then we are going to discuss about benefits of Django Web Framework, what is MVT architecture, and in module number 2, we will be discussing how you can design an app in Django. In or at your initial stage, it might seem a little bit confusing to you, but in reality, guys, Django is very easy. All you need to do is you just need to understand the flow, because Django follows MVT architecture. So all we need to do is we just need to understand this flow, what is model, what is view, and what is template. So guys, first of all, let's start with what exactly a Django is. Okay, so I'm going to increase a size a little bit. So what exactly a Django is, guys? Django, in a simple term, is a web application framework which is used to develop web application. If someone asks you that what is Django, so in a very layman term, you can explain to them that Django is what? It's a web application framework which is used to develop web applications. Now, Django is a free and open source web application framework written in Python. Another important point related to the Django, that it's a Python-based web application framework. Now, Django makes it easier to build web applications quickly and with less code. This is the beauty of using Django Web Framework, that here you can design web applications by writing very less code. Now, Django primary goal is to ease the creation of complex database-driven website. Means Django will help you to design complicated applications or complicated web application with very ease. Now, the Django is very demanding due to its rapid development feature. It takes less time to build application after collecting the client requirement. Now, that means once you have the client requirement, very easily, you can start designing Django web application. Now, this framework uses a very famous tagline, the web framework for perfectionists with deadlines. Okay, so you need to read this line. The web framework means this Django web framework use this very famous tagline, the web framework for perfectionists with deadlines. Now, by using Django, we can build a web application in a very less time. So in a simple term, or in short, if I tell you, Django is a Python-based web application framework, which you can use in order to design websites or web applications. Now, before we proceed further, now this is something really important, which we need to understand. What is web application framework? Many times you are going to heard that Django is a web application framework, PHP Laravel is a web application framework, Node.js is an application framework. So what exactly a web application framework is all about? Okay, so what do you mean by web application? Before you try to understand Django, you need to understand what is web application framework. So guys, web application framework is usually a set of libraries and tools that help to build a web app. Okay, what is web application? It is a set of libraries and tools that help you to build a web application. Now, web application frameworks simplify the development process. See, you can design websites without using web application framework. Then what is the benefit of using these web application framework? Because these web application frameworks will simplify your development process. Web frameworks have their main focus on improving code readability and code reusability. And that is the main reason of using web frameworks. They provide you code reusability. That means the same piece of code you don't need to write again and again. With the help of code reusability, you can design application a little bit faster. Why? Because you don't need to write the same piece of code again and again. Now, most websites share a very similar, or let's say, and not so identical structure. How many of you knows that in a websites we used to have menus? We have home, we have gallery, we have about us, and we have contact us. Means mostly websites used to have some common structures. Okay, you agree with this or not? Okay, here I'm asking a very simple question from you. If you try to open, let's say, any website, you will be going to have some set of menus. Let's take an example of Shopee.com. If you open Shopee, you will be going to have some menus. You will be going to have man section, then you will be going to have woman section, footwear, clothing. They have different sections. And for those sections, they have created the menu so that you can navigate or you can use their website very easily. Now we know that most websites share a very similar structure. The aim of web framework is to provide a common structure so that developers don't have to redo it from scratch and can reuse the code provided. In this way, frameworks allows us to cut out much of the work and saves a lot of time. Okay, so the main reason of using web application framework is they provide you code reusability. Okay, and this code reusability feature, guys, we are going to understand using practical approach as well. Means in today's session, I'll show you practically that how you can use code reusability. To summarize, there is no need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, once you have the skeleton, then you can reuse that skeleton over multiple period of times. That is what web application framework is all about. And the best part of web application framework is, guys, enhanced security. Okay, they provide you security. Now, the increasing instances of cyber attacks have raised serious security concerns related to web development. However, the use of framework, it's not that you should use only Django Web Framework. You can use any web framework and they provide you enhanced security. So now these web frameworks will provide security to your web development. They protect and safeguard your web app against common attack like DDoS, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and prevents data tampering. Don't consider that your responsibility will be to design web application. It's not like that. You have to deal with security concerns as well. Suppose you just launch your website tomorrow, or you're about to launch your website tomorrow and it will be hacked within an hour. Okay, so you can imagine that developer duty is not only to design the web application, to check the security loopholes as well. If your website may comprise of several loopholes that any hacker can hack your website very easily. But if you're using web frameworks, okay, if you know how to use web frameworks, then you don't need to worry about security, because the web framework which you are going to learn today is a Django, and Django provides you very enhanced security. You don't need to worry about anything. Your website is free of bugs and your websites is already been protected by the Django. Now we'll move towards the Django. I hope it is clear to you guys that what do you mean by web application framework, because before you start learning any web framework, okay, let it be Django, it can be PHP Laravel, it can be anything, This terminology should be very clear to you, that what do you mean by web application framework? In a simple term, it provides you set of libraries and tools to design a web applications. And guys, Django is what? Django is a web application framework which is used to develop web application, and it is written in Python programming. Now, why you should learn Django? Okay, so let's talk about some Django features. If you know these features, definitely you'll start loving Django. So guys, Django provides you a variety of features: high speed, highly secure, extremely scalable, Python based and open source, features rich. These are certain features of your Django. Now, one by one, we are going to understand them. Okay, I'll explain you that why you should use Django. So guys, the first thing is rapid development. Now, what do you mean by rapid development? Django was designed with the intention to make a framework which takes less time to build application. First of all, why a company is looking for Django professional, or why you should learn Django? Because with the help of Django, you can design web application a little bit faster. Okay, it will take a very less time to design websites if you know how to use Django. The project implementation phase is a very time taken, but Django creates it rapidly. So this is one of the important feature of Django. It is rapid development, or it provides you rapid development. Now, the second most important feature of Django is security. And guys, mark my word, Django takes security seriously and helps developers to avoid many common security mistakes such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, etc. Its user authentication system provides a secure way to manage user accounts and password. If you are about to design your website in Django Web Framework, you don't need to worry about the security, because common mistakes which every developer used to make, Django will take care of those common mistakes. How? I'll show you practically. Then scalable. Suppose guys, in initial stage, you are having only 100 visitors, or let's say 300 visitors. But you came to know that now your website is getting popular. Now, what will happen if 700 people start viewing your website, or more than 1,000 people start viewing your website? So you don't need to worry, Django is scalable. So Django is scalable in nature and has ability to quickly and flexibly switch from small to large scale application project. I've given you the example. Suppose you are about to launch a startup, or you want to launch your own e-commerce company. At initial stage, definitely only 100 users will be using it, or only 300 or 500 users will be using it. But what if suddenly your website gets some visitors? Okay, now 1,000 people are visiting your website, or 2,000 people are visiting your website. So you don't need to worry about scalability. Django will take care of scalability on its own. Then fully loaded means Django includes various helping task modules and libraries which can be used to handle common web development tasks. Django takes care of user authentication, content administration, sitemap, RSS feeds, etc. Means Django will provide you certain modules which you are going to use in your common web development. Means common web development task will be included in Django automatically. Suppose user authentication, that task is already been implemented in Django. Now the best part is it is open source. Now guys, what do you mean by open source? Django is an open source web application framework. It is publicly available without any cost. That means Django will not gonna provide you trial version. You don't need to pay anything for using Django, even for your commercial purposes. Don't think that Django will provide its feature to students only or to the teachers only. No, Even if you are going to use Django for your commercial purposes, suppose you want to design an e-commerce store, Django is available freely. So it can be downloaded with source code from the public repository. Open source reduces the total cost of the application development because it is freely available. You don't need to worry about anything. Okay, so don't think that Django will provide you 30 days trial period or 15 days trial period. It is freely available. Even you can use it for commercial purposes. Don't think that you are going to become an owner of a company very soon and you have to pay for it. Still, Django is free for you. Doesn't matter if you are Bill Gates or if you are Yash Sharma, it is free for all. Now, why should I learn Django? This is the main concern. Some of you might join this session because you want to learn about Django, or if you have heard about Django. So it doesn't matter. Why should I learn Django? This is the main concern. Okay, this question may arise in everyone's mind, that what is the benefit of learning Django? Is there job available in the market related to the Django or not? So guys, everything we are now going to discuss in this slide. So suppose the first point is why you should learn Django, because it provides you admin panel. Now guys, before I start explaining you admin panel, have you heard about this admin panel? Those who are from websites background or those who already know how to design websites, have you heard about this admin panel? Let me know this in chat message. Please make this session interactive, guys. If you know about admin panel, okay, you can let me know in chat that yes, I know what admin panel is. If you don't know about an admin panel, do let me know. I'll explain you with the help of a very simple examples. So great, I got response from one participant. Zahid, never heard it. I don't know. Okay, no problem. What about others, guys? No, you haven't heard about. So guys, is there anyone in the meeting who is from an IT background? Or who is from the web development background actually? Means you, earlier you used to design web applications in, okay, I got one response, Crude, yes. Crude can be a part of an admin panel, exactly. Okay, so guys, I'll show you a simple example. Okay, let me use my paint. Let's understand, guys, what exactly an admin panel is. Okay, suppose I'm a developer and you have hired me to design your website. Okay, you want some website in which you want to display some product information. Okay, let's say this is your website. At the top, we have menu bar. Here you are displaying your product information. Okay, here this is how you're going to display your product information and so on. Suppose this is our product information and this is going to be the footer. So I have designed this web application, and definitely guys, I'm not gonna design it for free. Okay, you know anyone who can work free for you? No, even your friend will not gonna work free for you. Definitely they will charge something. Okay, suppose now you are the owner and you want to design a website. So definitely you are going to hire a web developer or you are going to contact some web developer. And I'm web developer, definitely I will be charging up from you. Now guys, in future, you realize that you need to add some more products. As of now in your website, suppose you are displaying only 50 products. Now in future, or let's say after 7 or 6 months, you need to display some more products, or you want to delete some existing products. You want to make some changes. You want to change the price of your product. Then definitely what you will be doing, again, you need to contact me. And guys, again, I'm gonna charge from you. See, I'm not gonna do anything free for you. Even no developer will do it for free. If for any small changes, guys, even for small changes, what you need to do is you need to completely rely on me. Okay. And you need to contact me after 6 or 7 months that I need to add this product. I need to delete this product. I need to update this information. I need to update my logo. So what you can do is, instead of contacting me back again and again, at the starting, you can request an admin panel from me. Okay, what you can do is, you can request an admin panel from me. So what I will be doing, I as a web developer will create a very simple admin panel for you. Doesn't matter if you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Django, database, doesn't matter. Admin panel means, guys, I'm going to create a software for you. In that software, there will be going to have certain buttons. All you need to do is you just need to click on these buttons. Suppose this section, you can click in order to delete the product from your website. This section you can use in order to update your product information. And let's say this section you can use in order to add a new product. So what I'll do, I'll create this admin panel for you. Now, this admin panel, I'm going to keep as simple as possible. There will be certain buttons. I'll give you the training that if you in future, if you want to update any product, just click onto this button. Okay, update the information and then click on save. If you want to delete some product, then click on this section, select that product and click on delete button. Your product will be deleted. If you want to add a new product, then click on this section, write the product name, upload the image, write the description of that product and click on save. Your product will be added automatically. So again, I'm going to charge from you because along with your website, what I will be doing, I will be designing an admin panel as well. And nowadays, guys, every website used to have an admin panel. If you are a Django developer, okay, if you're a Django web developer, the best part is you don't need to design this admin panel. Admin panel will be provided to you by Django itself. So now you can imagine if you are a developer or if you're thinking to work as a freelancer, how much time you can save, because admin panel will be provided to you by Django. You don't need to design it or you don't need to redesign it. The moment when you are going to create a database or a table in your Django, it will be registered in admin panel. And guys, with the help of that admin panel, you can update the information, you can delete it, you can add a new product, and you can do a lot more stuff. So this is the first reason, guys, why you should start learning Django, because Django will provide you an inbuilt administration panel, which makes development much easy and fast, as you don't have to create a separate admin panel for handling the backend, because admin panel provided to you by Django itself. So the first reason is, why should I learn Django? Because it provides you an admin panel. Second point have already been discussed, scalable. It doesn't matter whether you're a single person or running a company, you can use Django on any type of project. And in the future, if you want to scale your project to a bigger one, then you can easily extend it as well. You don't need to rewrite the code again. Django will take care of your scalability. Django is good for data science and analytics. As we know that Django is built on Python, and Python is best known for artificial intelligence in machine learning. Therefore, if you want to integrate your project with machine learning, or you want to run any data science operation in it, then you should definitely go with the Django. Okay, so if you know data science and if you want to design any data science project, then guys, Django is the right platform for you. Okay, if you want to design any website for your data science project, then Django is the right platform for you. Now, let me increase your greed in Django. Here, I would like to show you top companies using Django. I hope you know about this Instagram. So guys, Instagram is one of the most popular photos and video sharing social media platform, and it is built on what? It is built on Python and Django framework. Don't think that I'm using this line for popularity. Even you can go to the Google and you can type. Instagram is built on Python and Django Web Framework. So Django is used on the backend of Instagram and handles more than millions of active users very well. So now guys, you can imagine that what kind of an application you can design using Django. You can design an Instagram kind of an application. And I hope you all uses Instagram. Even I use Instagram. That's the different thing, that I'm having only 2 followers, but still I uses the Instagram. So this kind of an application, guys, you can design using Django. Then I hope you all have heard about YouTube. So guys, YouTube needs no introduction. It is surely the most popular video sharing platform. There are thousands of videos being uploaded on YouTube every minute. So YouTube uses Django for handling this huge and different types of databases. Okay, so 2 popular companies uses Django, Instagram and YouTube. There are some other companies, Spotify, if you are a music lover. Okay, if you're a music lover and like to listen to songs, then you must have used Spotify as well. One of the popular music service app, Spotify, is also using Django in its backend. Then we have Dropbox. If you don't know about the Dropbox, it's a nice website for you as well. Basically, it's an online storage platform for storing files, photos, audios, and videos online. So you can access your data from anywhere or anytime. This is the main idea of Dropbox. So Dropbox is also built on Django, which makes its developing very fast. So Dropbox, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, Discuss is one of the most popular comment system used in blogs or website. Although this Discuss is very popular in USA, it's a blogging website. Okay, if you interested in writing in articles, then you can use this website Discuss. So if you have a blog or website, you can use Discuss for interacting with your audience as well. Discuss is a platform that is built completely with Django. Okay, so guys, I hope that your greed is being increased by listening that Instagram, YouTube is using the Django. So you can imagine, or now you can think what kind of an application you can design using Django. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now, main part is salary. Okay, the money. So guys, which companies in Malaysia are looking for Django professionals? So here I'm going to share some recent stats with you. Okay, so there is a company named as 3Logic Concept. Okay, they are looking for Django developer, means they are looking for backend, because Django is what? Django comes under backend technology. Nowadays, guys, there are 2 technology, front-end and the backend. Okay, front-end developers design the visible part of the website and backend developers write the business logic. Means how product will be purchased, how that product will be sent to the shipping address. So that logic you are going to write in a backend. So there is a company, 3Logic Concepts. They are hiring for backend developer. This is their average salary they are about to provide. Okay, MYR 8,500 till 12,500, and this job is being posted on 16th December 21. So don't need to worry. This company is actually looking for Django developer. Then if you go to the Google and if you type Django programmers or Django jobs in Malaysia, you will be going to have these suggestions. So we have Harumio company, we have Scalable Path, and we have Luxoft. Okay, they all are looking for Django and Python programmers. Why Python? Because Django is a web framework built in Python. So guys, yes, there are current jobs available. Don't think that if you are going to learn Django, whether jobs are available or not. So yes, jobs are available. Okay, if you can imagine that if you are going to learn Django in more detail, even guys, you can submit your resume in Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Discuss. Definitely, I have already shown you that they are using Django as their backend. So definitely there is a need of Django developers. Means Instagram, YouTube actually needs backend developers, and those backend developers who knows how to deal with Django. Okay, so I got one response. Is Django for a backend or a full stack? Django basically comes under your backend. Okay, so Django is what? Django is a backend framework. Frontend is the visible part of your portion. Okay, and Django can be considered as a full stack. Why? because whenever you are going to create a Django project, you will be using HTML, CSS, JavaScript as the front end, and you will be using Django models as the backend. So Django is considered as a full stack development because you are not only going to write the business logic, you will be focusing on designing part as well. So that means you are going to deal with the front end, and for the back end, you will be using Django models. You will be writing functions in Django to create the business logic for your website. So guys, please do not consider Django as a front end. Django is a back end, or you can consider Django as a full stack development. Okay, any other doubts, guys? So you can see, even you are going to earn money if you are going to learn Django. And these are the recent job openings I have shared with you. Now, main question, how much Python should you know to learn Django? So guys, I have seen students, or I have seen corporate professionals, they start learning Django directly. Okay, because nowadays there are multiple institutes who give you Django course directly without even asking that whether you know the Python or not. They'll start giving you an introduction of Django. Even guys, if you go to the YouTube and if you try to learn Django, confusion, because Python is the basic requirement. So how much Python should you know to learn Django? Because in our course content, first of all, I'll teach you the Python basics. If you know the Python basics, that will be an add-on advantage. But if you don't know the Python, guys, then we are not gonna teach you Django directly. We'll teach you the Python programming first, and then we'll take you to the Django framework, so that things will become more easier for you. So guys, this question comes to the mind of every beginner and experienced developer who wants to learn Django and build an application in it. No doubt, most developers or beginners want to learn any framework or library as soon as possible. We all want to know the minimum prerequisite that is needed to learn any framework or library. So we know that Django is a web application framework built in Python. So how much knowledge of Python is required? So the first answer is basic concept. If you're a beginner in programming, then you need to first understand the basics of Python: variables, data types, conditional statement, loops, syntax of Python programming. Guys, you need to understand very carefully. In our course content, we'll teach you the basics. Then the knowledge of iterable is must, because in Django project, guys, you will be using list, tuple, dictionary, set. So the knowledge of an iterables is also required. Okay, so list and tuples are described as iterables because in order to store a good amount of data, definitely you will be using these iterables. Functions plays a very, very important role in Django because Django provides you model view template architecture, and in views, you are going to write Python functions. So you must aware of Python functions as well. And the most important is, and the crucial part of Django is classes. Means you should be aware of classes and object, especially how to create a class and how to create an object. What is the benefit of creating an object of a class? Okay, this thing should be very clear to you, because in Django, whenever you are going to create a model, you will be using classes. In views, you are going to use functions, and in models, you will be using Python classes. So classes are a crucial part of Django. Understand the concept of classes before you start working on Django. It is my recommendation, and I highly recommend you this. In Django, most of the code you will be writing up using classes. Then not only you need the knowledge of Python programming, guys, basic understanding of HTML and CSS is also required. Okay, so HTML and CSS may not be related to the Python, but they are necessary for, but these are the necessary for Django programming. Okay, because whenever you are going to design a website, which language we use to design a website? The answer is HTML. Okay, there is no other programming language available in the world. Only HTML is the language which is used to design websites. And CSS will make your websites more attractive and presentable. So guys, knowledge of HTML and CSS is also required. So if you know the basics of Python, variables, data type, user input, loops, condition statement, list, tuples, a dictionary, functions, classes, and object. And if you know the basics of HTML and CSS, then learning Django will become super easy for you. And guys, this is the same roadmap we are going to follow if you enroll yourself in our full course content. I'll teach you the Python programming first, then I'll teach you the HTML, CSS, and then I'll take you to the Django. Okay, because we have to follow the roadmap. If I start teaching you Django directly, everything will go out of your mind. But if you already know the Python skills, if you know the HTML and CSS, then you can directly get started with the Django. So we have both the courses. In the very first course, if you don't know about anything, we'll start your journey from the very scratch. We'll teach you the basics of Python, HTML, CSS, and then I'll show you the Django. If you know the Python programming, you know HTML and CSS, then directly you and me can get started with the Django. Okay, but these are the prerequisites, and no one will tell you. They'll just start teaching you Django directly. But these are some basics you should have with you if you're starting your journey as a Django developer. So now guys, our module number 1 is being completed. Enough theoretical part. In this theoretical part, we discussed what is Django, what is Django Web Application Framework, features of Django, why you should learn Django, and whether there are jobs available in Django Web Framework or not. So guys, here it completes our module number 1. Enough theoretical part. Now we'll see the practical implementation of Django, how you can design your Django application and how you can play with the Django Web Framework. So now guys, here I'm going to pause myself for a while. So guys, here comes our module number 2, and in this module number 2, we will be discussing about Django practically. Now, before you proceed further, there are some prerequisites which you should have. Okay, so you can note down this prerequisite or you can watch my screen very carefully. First of all, guys, in your machine, whether you are using Windows, Linux, or Macintosh, Python has to be there in it. Okay, that means how you can check. You can open your command prompt or you can open your terminal. Here you can see that I'm going to open my command prompt. And the first thing which you need to check is, Python installation. That means Python has to be there in your machine. So how you can check whether Python is installed or not? So you can type this in your command prompt, Python space -- version. Okay, Python space -- version. The moment when you press enter, it will tell you the version. In my machine, I'm using Python 3.9.6 version. That means Python is been there in my machine. Once you have this output, that means Python is been there in your machine. The next thing, guys, which you need to check is PIP, Python installer package, because we are going to install Django with the help of this Python installer package. So what are the first prerequisite? You should have Python installed in your machine and you should have this PIP. Now you don't need to download this PIP separately. The moment when you install Python, PIP will come along. Okay, you don't need to install PIP. The moment when you install or download this Python, PIP will be there for you. Now, how to check whether PIP is working or not? So you need to open your command prompt and you need to type PIP and press enter. Wait here for a while and you will be going to have some set of commands. Okay, so we need to wait here for a while and now PIP will give you some set of commands. So here you can see that PIP is also been there. But if you're typing PIP and if you're getting PIP is not recognized as an internal or an external command, if you type Python -- version, and if you are getting an output that Python is not recognized as an internal or an external command, that means you need to install Python first. Okay, and how you can install Python? It's not a rocket science. You can use this site, download, or you can use Python exe. Okay, in a Google, just simply type Python exe. This is the link which you need to use, www.python.org. Okay, here you can click on it, and very easily you can install the Python. Okay, if you are a Linux user or if you're a Macintosh user, guys, suggestions are available for Linux and Macintosh as well. Okay, and if you are using Windows like me, all you need to do is you just need to click on this button and you are good to go. So this is going to be your very first requirement, that you need to install Python in your machines. Now, guys, I have seen most of the students makes a lot of mistakes. So the moment when you're about to install Python, you need to follow this step. Okay, I'll use some images. Make sure, guys, to select this option. See this one. So guys, the moment when you're about to install Python in your machine, please select this option as well, add Python 3.9 to path. Okay, it's not like that you just download the setup and you directly click on install now. No, never. Please select this option first, add Python 3.9 to path, and then you can click on install now. Else, even if you're going to install the Python and if you type Python -- version in your command prompt, still you will be going to get an error. So please never install your Python leaving this option as a blank. So first check this option and then click on install now. Rest is very easy. All you need to do is click on next and Python will be installed automatically. Okay, and once you have the Python, very easily you can check whether Python has been installed or not. So you can open your command prompt and you can type in Python -- version. I hope the first prerequisite has been clear to you. Now, if you have the Python available in your machine, here you can download the Django. And guys, in order to download Django, you can use the official site. Okay, never download Django from other websites, always use the official one. And this is going to be the official website, djangoproject.com. So even in your Google, you can type in Django project, and this is the website which you can use, djangoproject.com, the first one. This is the official website of your Django. See, the web framework for perfectionists with deadlines. And you all are perfectionists. Okay, so how you're going to install Django? It's not a rocket science, guys. Click on it. And here, you will be going to have this option, download latest release. Okay, I'll annotate this for you. Here, you're going to have this option, download latest release. You need to click onto this option. Okay, so here, click on it. And this is the command which you need to type in your command prompt. Okay, this command you need to type in your command prompt. Okay, I'll annotate this once again. So guys, this command you need to type in your command prompt in order to install Django. Pip install Django is equal to 4.0. This is the latest version of your Django. So once you have Python available in your machine, now again open your command prompt. Okay, you can open your command prompt with an administrator privileges, CMD, run as an administrator. Click on yes. And this is the command which you need to type in. Do not make any spelling mistake. However, you can see it's very easy. So with the help of PIP, now what do you mean by PIP? It stands for Python installer package. So PIP install Django. D you need to type in an uppercase. Django is equal to 4. Okay, please check the version. Okay, as of now, the version 4.0 is available. So you are going to write 4.0. And all you need to do is you just need to press enter. Okay, after typing this command, guys, you just need to press and enter. Now, the moment when you press and enter, Django will be installed. Okay, Django will be installed. Now, after the installation of Django, you will be going to have a message successfully installed Django. Very easily, you can check whether Django has been installed or not. And this is the command which you can use. So guys, after installing the Django, if you want to cross check whether Django is now available in our machine or not, so this is the command. You can note down this command somewhere, python-m Django. This time you need to write Django in a lowercase space hyphen version. Okay, so this is the command which you will be using. Python space -m space Django space hyphen version. Press enter and you will be going to have this kind of an output 4.0. That means Django has been installed successfully. So guys, these are the two requirements you have to satisfy. First, you need to install Python in your machine. Okay, add Python 3 point something to your path. Once you are having Python in your machine, once pip is working in your command prompt, then I recommend you to download and install Django. Only this piece of command you need to type in your command prompt and you are good to go. Press enter and Django will be installed. Once the Django will be installed, you can use Python space -m Django hyphen version to check whether Django has been installed successfully or not. Okay, so guys, please confirm, is the prerequisite has been clear to everyone that you have to install Python first and then Django. Any confusions, please feel free to ask. So now guys, before we proceed further, we need to understand Django MBT. Okay, we are now done installing Django. We have Python as well. Now it's the right time to understand the concept of Django MVT, model view template. And guys, mark my word, only this MVT you need to understand. Rest Django is very easy. Okay, so what is Django MVT? I'll show you. So Django is based on model view template architecture. MVT is a software design pattern for developing a web application. That means if you are about to design a website in Django, you are going to use MVT, model, view, and architecture. Now, model is responsible for maintaining the data. Okay, it is the middleware and the data handler between database and view. That means you are going to use model for your database. Suppose you want to create a registration form. Now, where you are going to store the user information, in Django, you will be using model for it because model is responsible for maintaining the data. Talking about the views, views in Django MVT are responsible for handling all the business logic behind the web app. It acts as a bridge between models and template. The view is a Python function which is used to perform some business logic and return a response to the user. In a simple term, a view is a place where we put our business logic of the application. Okay, now let me explain you the concept of model, view, and template with the help of an example. Listen to me very, very carefully. So in a very layman term, I will be explaining it to you. Let's take an example, guys. Suppose you want to design facebook.com registration page in Django. Okay, so let me open facebook.com. Okay, and we are about to design one, let's say, a new account. Okay, we are going to create a new account over there. So let me remove this. Okay, and here we are about to create a new account. Okay, now this application, suppose guys, you need to design in a Django. So how you will be using model, view, and template? First of all, this interface, okay, you can see this visible part of your website you will be designing in template. Okay, means this HTML page you will be designing where? You will be designing this HTML page in a template. Okay, now suppose I'm the user, I'm going to fill this information. Okay, I'll write my name. Okay, I'll write my mobile number. I'll set up some password. Okay, I'll choose my date of birth. Okay, and I'll select this mail option. Now, definitely I'm going to click on sign up, where you are going to save this information. Now, this information will be saved in a models. Okay, where you are going to save this information? You are going to save this information with the help of your model. Now, guys, the moment when I click on sign up button, how this information will be saved? Definitely, you are going to write some Python code for it. First, fetch this information from the user, then save this information in model. So that business logic you are going to write in view. Okay, where you are going to write this logic? You are going to write this logic in a view. I hope it is clear. Let me explain you once again. This HTML page you will be designing where? Repeat it with me. This HTML page you will be designing in a template. It is clear. Now, where you are going to store my information? You are going to save this information in a model. Okay, and definitely you need to write a code. What kind of a code you are going to write? First, you fetch this information from this form, and then you pass this information to the database. So that means for this process, we need to write some line of code. So where you are going to write that line of code, where you are going to write this business logic, the answer is view. In view, you are going to write this business logic. Simple. So only this MVT architecture, guys, you need to understand. Rest everything in Django is super easy. Practically, I will show you as well how view and template work. Model I can't show you in this workshop, but don't worry, I'll give you an overview. But yes, we are definitely going to play with view and template. So I hope business logic is clear to you. Now let's talk about the templates. Templates are the third and most important part of Django MVT structure. Templates are responsible for the entire user interface. Okay, Django makes it possible to separate Python and HTML. Means the Python program goes into the views and HTML goes into the template. Simple. Okay, so in views, you are going to write your business logic. In template, you will be designing your HTML pages. And guys, in model, you are going to save my information. So whenever you are going to design any web project in Django, you all are going to follow MVT architecture. So let's understand that how we can play with the Django project. Is it easy to deal with Django, or is it a difficult task? I'll show it to you. Now, first of all, we are done installing Python. We have Django in my machine. Now it's time to create first Django project. So always remember, guys, this is the command which you are going to use in order to create Django project. Okay, so Django-admin space start project. Up till here, it is reserved keyword. You cannot change this. Okay, Django-admin, guys, and this start project is a reserved keyword. We cannot change it. This you can change. This is the name of your application. Suppose you are going to design an e-commerce application. So this is going to be the name of your e-commerce application. Here you can write, let's say, my e-commerce store, or you can write my project. You can give any name to your project. Only this piece of code you can change, but up till here it will remain same because these are reserved keywords. So let me show you how we can create a Django admin start project. So guys, for this, what you need to do is you need to open your command prompt. Okay. Now, before we open our command prompt, what exactly we need to do is we need to create a new folder. So guys, here you can see that I'm going to create a folder in my desktop. Okay, so this is the name of my folder. And experts, you can create any folder anywhere. So always remember, before you create any Django project, create a new folder or create a directory. Now here in this Nexperts means here in this location, I'm going to open my command prompt. Means how you can execute this command in your command prompt. Okay, where you are going to run this command or where you will be executing this command in your command prompt. Okay, so I got one response. Do we still need JavaScript in HTML for actions? Yes, you need JavaScript. See, JavaScript is different and Python is different. JavaScript you will be using in order to provide dynamic effect to your web application, you want to display some pop-up messages, okay, or you want to have some kind of an event handling. If I click on this button, this pop-up will arise. Okay, in views, you are going to write the actual business logic. Suppose I've given you the example, take an example of facebook.com. How you are going to store form information in a model. For that, you are not going to use JavaScript. You will be using Python. And where you are going to write Python, you will be writing Python in views. Okay, so JavaScript is different and Python is different. JavaScript we will be using for providing dynamic effect to our pages, like pop-up effect, some kind of an animations. Python we will be using for writing the business logic. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. So guys, first of all, you need to create a folder. Okay, you can create any folder. I have given this folder a name is Nexperts. Now here you need to open your command prompt. Now how you can open your command prompt? Focus here in my screen. This is going to be your address bar. Okay, this is what? This is going to be your address bar. In this address bar, you need to write CMD. Okay, you need to write what? You need to write command prompt CMD. Press enter. And here you can see that our command prompt is open in the same location. Okay, where we are? We are in our desktop, and in desktop, we have just created a folder named as Nexperts. So this is the shortcut of opening a command prompt in the same location. Go to the address bar, type CMD, press enter. Okay, and now guys, here we are going to create our first Django project. So what is the command? Django -admin start project space, and this is the name of my project, first Django project. Okay, so this is what? This is the name of my project. You can give any name to it, but these commands are fixed, guys. Django -admin and start project. Now what you need to do is press enter and wait here for a while. Okay, it will create a project for you, and here you can see our project has been created. If I minimize this command prompt, guys, here you can see that your project has been ready. And I told you, remember I told you what is web application framework? It provides you some set of tools and some inbuilt files. So if you click onto this project, don't think this project is a blank. If you open it, see, these are the files already available for you, because here we are using web application framework. Now every application have, or every file has different meaning. First of all, try to understand this hierarchy, guys. The moment when you create your project, you will be going to have this folder. Double click on this folder. This is going to be the package. Okay, this folder is what? Here you can see that automatically Python Django-admin command will create this folder for you. So this folder is exactly has the same name of your project. This is your package. And here you can see we have one Python file, and the name of this Python file is manage. First of all, I would like to tell you about manage. Now this Python file, guys, you can use in order to run your project. Suppose you're designing something, and after designing, definitely you want to view the output of it. So how you are going to view your Django project? For that, you need to use a command run server. Okay, and that command, guys, you will be executing with the help of this manage Python file. So this manage Python file is the most important file. This manage Python file you can use in order to create different components in Django project. In order to run your Django project, you will be using this manage Python file. Now, if you double click over here, you will be going to have several files. At your starting stage, you need to understand these two file settings and URLs. Okay, because these are the two files which you are going to play with. You're not going to play with this in it. It's a blank file. Okay, if I try to open it, there will be nothing in it. It's a blank file. See, nothing there in it. It's a blank file. So basically this blank file used to tell that this is your package name. Okay, if you know the concept of Python packages, packages means in a package you can have different files, you can have different modules. So this init.py file tells that this first Django project is our package name or our project name. Now these are the two files which you need to understand, settings and URLs. I'll explain it to you and then we'll proceed further. So guys, the moment when you are going to create a fresh new project, you will be going to have these files. Manage.py. It is a command line utility which allows us to interact with the project in various ways and also used to manage an application. Okay, manage an application means, suppose you need to run your project. You want to create a new component, then very easily you can use this manage.py. Then we have settings.py. This file is used to configure application settings such as database connection, static files linking, etc. In a very simple term, if I tell you, suppose you need to create a folder and you are going to give that folder a name as images. Okay, so in that images folder, you are going to keep every images for your project. Once you created that folder, you are going to register that folder in the settings.python file. Okay, so in a simple term, this setting.py file is used to configure your application that I'm using this image. I'm using templates. In order to specify this information, you can use settings.py. Now here comes an important file, urls.py. This file contains the listed URLs of the application. Now, what do you mean by urls.py? So guys, whenever you are going to design a website, you will be going to have some menus: home, about us, let's say gallery, or let's take an example of contact us. Suppose these are your menus. And suppose this is your website, www.xyz.com. Now, the moment when I type /about, I want about us page to be get open. Suppose I am your user and I'm using your website. So the moment when I type /about, we are going to open this about us. If I type gallery, okay, if I type gallery over there, which page I want to open? I want to open gallery page. If I type contact, which page I want to open? Let's say I want to open contact us page. Okay, so how your Django project will going to manage the different URL? This file is responsible for it. So in this file, we can mention the URLs and their corresponding actions to perform. Means if someone is writing /contact, which page you are going to open? Contact.html. If someone is writing gallery, which page you are going to open? Gallery.html. Okay, so these corresponding actions you can specify in urls.py. Okay, so guys, manage.py, this file we will be using in order to run our project, in order to create new component, in order to create new application. Settings.py, suppose you are creating different folders. You are creating images folder, you are creating templates folder. So you need to register those folders in settings.py. Means the settings.py help your Django project to locate your index.html file, to locate your image. Then in urls.py, you are going to handle different URLs and their corresponding actions. Is it clear? Now init.py, it is an empty file that tells to the Python that this directory should be considered as a Python package. Means this folder should be considered as the Python package. Okay, however, this file is an empty file. And then you are going to have some directory. Okay, here you can see one directory is been created for you. And this directory is nothing. This is your package name. So guys, what I mean to say is, the moment when you are going to create any Django project, you will be going to have these by default. Okay, these files will come by default, and it is highly recommended not to delete any file. Okay, please do not delete any file. Okay, because it may create some errors for you. Now, one by one, I'll show you that how we can use these files. So guys, what I told you about manage, this manage.py file we can use if you want to run your Django project. See, our Django project is ready. Okay, we have successfully created our Django project. And if I show you, okay, if I show you the default behavior or the default look and feel of this Django project, this is how it will look. So guys, here in my command prompt, first of all, you need, if you want to run your project, listen to me very carefully. If you want to run your project, you need to come inside this folder, okay, or you need to come inside this directory. So how you can jump into this directory? CD is the command. CD means change my directory. Okay, CD stands for change my directory. So guys, as of now, you can see that where we are at Nexperts location. And now I want to jump in this folder, first Django project. Okay, so now you can see where we are. Earlier, we are in our Nexperts location, and now we are at Nexpert first Django project. And now I'll show you that how this manage.py file exactly works. So here you are going to type Python. So guys, this command we will be using if you want to run your project. Okay, if you want to run your project, always remember this is the command which you are going to use. And also remember the hierarchy. First, you are going to create your project, then jump into your project, and then type this command Python manage.py. And this is the command which will going to run your application. Python manage.py run server. Okay, and now guys, I'm going to press enter. Wait here for a while. Okay, and now guys, you can see you are going to have this message that your application is running on this URL. Okay, the moment when you type in this command, Python manage.py run server, you will be going to have this information that your website is running on this URL. Okay, now how you open this URL? Very easily, you can use any browser. You can use Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Chrome. And in this browser, you need to type 127. It's basically a local server address 0.0.1:8000. Okay, and all you need to do is you just need to press enter. Okay, and guys, this is how your Django project will look by default. If you try to run your Django project, this is how it will look by default. Okay, we need to wait here for a while. It's loading the component, and I'll show you how your Django exactly look. So here you can see that in title tag, I'm getting this message. The install worked successfully. Okay, and very soon we are going to have our final page, means the default page. So guys, this is the page you will going to have if you are going to run your Django project for the very first time. Means default, it will show you this page. Okay, and now guys, here you can create your web application. Okay, means you can remove all this stuff, and here you can create your own Django project, or here you can design your full-fledged web application. How? Now I'm going to show you that how we can change this page and how we can create our own web application over here. But at initial stage, this is going to be your page. No, this is not the admin panel. Okay, and this is not the admin panel. This is the default page, or you can say this is the index page. Admin panel you can have by typing this /admin, admin. Okay, you need to type this, and this is how your admin look. Okay, so admin panel you can access by using admin /, but this is going to be the default page. Okay, And now guys, I'll show you that how you can replace this default layout and how you can create your own website. This is what we need to understand. And this is something really important as well, because it will help you to understand the basic flow of your Django project. Now, first of all, here you can use any text editor or an IDE. Now guys, you can use PyCharm, you can use Anaconda Navigator, or you can use Python idle editor as well. Okay, in my case, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Okay, in today's session, guys, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Okay, so guys, you can use any text editor or you can use any IDE. You can use PyCharm or you can use Visual Studio Code. Now, the benefit of Visual Studio Code is most of the developers uses Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code provides you very nice features and very powerful tools so that you can play with your HTML and CSS. Okay, means Visual Studio Code can help you to write your Django programs. Visual Studio Code can help you to write your HTML and CSS programs. So this is the IDE which I will be using, Visual Studio Code. If you don't have this Visual Studio Code, you can download it freely. Okay, it is available freely, guys. You don't need to worry about anything. All you need to do is you just need to type Visual Studio Code. Okay, and this editor is available for free. Okay, you don't need to buy anything, neither they will provide you a trial version. This Visual Studio Code you can download if you are using Windows. See, all you need to do is you just need to click on this button. One setup will be downloaded and you can install it by clicking on next. Okay, so what Visual Studio Code will provide, it provides you Python extensions, it provides you C++ extensions, debugger, HTML extensions, CSS extensions, and even your JavaScript extensions. Extension means if you are going to make some mistake, okay, suppose you are writing an HTML code and if you are gonna make some mistake, so Visual Studio Code will help you to overcome that error. Okay, Visual Studio Code will generate a red line for you that, hey, in this line number, you are doing this mistake. So I will be using Visual Studio Code for today's session demo. Now, this is going to be the interface of your Visual Studio Code when you are going to launch it for the very first time. And now, guys, what you need to do is, first, you need to go to the file menu. At the top, you can see we have the file menu. And here you can select this option, open folder. Okay, go to the file menu, select this option, open folder, and you can browse. So we have created our project in desktop. So I'll go to my desktop. Here we have this in exports, and this is my project. Okay, so I'm going to select this folder and I'm going to open it. Okay, now here, guys, we can write our code. Okay, so you can see that my project is open in Visual Studio Code on my left. Okay, so you can see that my project is ready. Now, guys, we need to understand the flow. Means how you can, first of all, we need to understand that how this page is coming up. Okay, what is the reason that we are getting this page? If I want to upload my own website over there, which approach I can follow? So this flow we need to understand. Okay, and how you can understand this flow, I'll help you out. So guys, first of all, I would like to stop the execution of my server. Okay, so Control C is the shortcut to stop the execution of your server if you are using Windows. Then Control plus C, C for cat. So Control C is the shortcut to stop the execution of your server. Now, I would like to show you that how we are getting this page. For that, you need to open these files one by one. The first file which I would like to show you is urls.py. Okay, urls.py. So guys, here you can see that some piece of code is already been written. Okay, some piece of code is already been written. And try to understand this code. This code says if you type admin, okay, that means if you type admin over there, /admin, what will happen? Django will forward this request over this website. Okay, remember the moment when I type admin, so we are getting some different kind of an output admin. So how you are able to get this on the basis of this admin? That means if someone generate a request to an admin page where you will redirect your user, you will redirect user to this site. Now guys, suppose I don't want to have this page. Okay, we are using Django, and in Django, we need to design our own website. So how you can make the changes? Step by step, you need to understand this approach. I already told you, you just need to understand the flow. Rest everything is super easy in Visual Studio Code. Rest everything is easy in Django. Okay, sorry for Visual Studio Code. Rest everything is easy in Django. So let me show you. So guys, first of all, I would like to write one points in front of you. In Django, request first comes to urls.py. Okay, suppose you are a user and you are about to view my web application, and I have created that web application in a Django. So always remember guys, in Django, first request will comes to urls.py. Then this request, okay, then this request will be forwarded. Okay, this request will be forwarded to views. Okay, then this request will be forwarded to its corresponding view. Now, these two approach you need to understand very carefully. Always remember, the moment when someone try to access your Django website, where the request will come, first request will comes to urls.py. Then this request or a desired action will be taken against on the basis of view. Confusing, but let me show you practically, and practically it will become super easy for you. Now guys, I don't want this interface. Okay, I need to create my own website and I need to display this website in Django. How? I'll show it to you. Now, first of all, here we are going to create an app. If you want to design your own website in Django, you need to create what? You need to create an app first. Now, what is the difference between app and what is the difference between project? A project refers to the entire application and all its part. An app refers to the sub-module of the project. Suppose you are going to design a website, and in that website, you want to have several kind of an app. You want to have, let's say, an app for your project, for products. You want to have an app for your shopping cart. You want to have an app for your business logic for user registration. So in a single Django project, you can create multiple apps. Okay, multiple apps. And we are gonna do the same, because here I don't want this representation. I want my website to be get displayed if someone type 127.0.0.1:8000. I don't want this default page to be get displayed. So first what I will be doing is I'm going to create an app. Okay, and how you can create this app? Listen to me very carefully. So again, I'm going to use my command prompt. In my command prompt, I will be using Python, and again, I will be using this manage.py. Remember, I told you if you want to create an app, if you want to run your project, which file you will be using? You will be using manage.py. Now, this is the command which you need to use, start app. Okay, and this is going to be the name of my app, suppose main. Okay, so here I'm going to create one app, and this app is going to be served as my main app, or let's say in this main app, I'm going to display my main page, or I'm going to display my website content. So this is the command, guys, which you are going to type: Python manage.py start app main. First of all, always be very careful where you need to execute this command. See, where I'm executing this command? I'm executing this command inside my project. Okay, so please do not close your command prompt. And if you're going to open your command prompt again, let me show you what will happen. See, first of all, you have to be sure that you have to open your command prompt over there. As of now, I'm in my Nexperts directory. Then we need to jump to this first Django project directory, and then you can type in this command, Python manage.py start app. Okay, and here you can specify the name of your app. Okay, and here the name of my app will be main. And now I'm going to press enter. We need to wait here for a while, and our app has been created. So now if I show you my project directory, so guys, on my left, you can see that my app has been created. Okay, my app has been created. So guys, in your app, you will be going to have the same files. You will be going to have test.py, models.py, apps.py. Okay, because whenever you are going to create an app, some default files will be provided to you. Now guys, please focus on my screen, because we are going to understand the main concept of Django. First, I hope the objective is clear to all of you, that here I don't want to display this main page. Here I want to publish my own website. So for that, I have created one app, and the name of that app is main. Now we know that first, always in Django, requests come to urls.py. Okay, and here guys, I'm going to give one more instruction. First of all, when this admin site will be open, can anyone tell me guys this in chat? When Django will going to open this admin site, is there anyone who can help me in chat message? Okay, I need an explanation. First, what exactly I'm asking is, I'm asking when Python Django project will going to open this admin site for you. Okay, I got one response. Great. Yes, when the URL is fitted with the admin. Focus guys here. If someone's type this 127.0.0.1:8000, and if I type admin / then Python will open this site. Now here I'm going to give an instruction. If someone's don't write anything, means if someone does not write anything, means they are using what? They are using your URL. Okay, in our case, as of now, our URL is what guys? Our URL is 127.0.0.1:8000. So that means here you can see that I'm not typing anything, isn't it? See, are we writing something over there? No. That means if someone's open this URL, I'm going to redirect that user. Okay, I'm going to redirect that user over here. So we are going to use this function include, and I will be redirecting my user to main.urls. Now listen this line number 21 very carefully. This says that if someone is not typing anything in your URL, means I'm not typing /contact, I'm not typing /admin. That means the moment when someone opens your website 127.0.0.1:8000, you are going to redirect your user to main.urls. Okay, include means here we are going to redirect our user to main.urls. Try to understand. Here what you are doing is, you are doing nothing, you are just redirecting this request to main.urls. Okay, now if you want this function to work, we need to import its package. So guys, here in line number 17, we need to import this function as well, include. Okay, so what does include will do guys? Include will do nothing. Here you can see import the include function. See, Django is helping you. Import the include function from Django.urls import include if you want to add a new URL. Okay, suppose you are designing an application, and in that application you want user to type contact. So here very easily you can type like this path. If someone is typing contact, then please redirect my user to contact.url. Okay, so this piece of settings you can do in your urls.py. Okay, so I'm not going to write this. This is just for your understanding. So here, include is a function which you can use to redirect request over here. Okay, so this is the first part which you are going to do. So let's recap. As of now, guys, we have just created this app, and what we are doing, the moment when someone's open your local address will redirect that user to main.urls. So main is what? Main is the name of your app. Don't think that this is fixed. This is not fixed, guys. Here you can see that what is the name of your app. The name of our app is main, and that is the reason why I'm writing this main. Now you can see, guys, that in main urls.py file does not exist. See on my left. Is urls.py file exist over there? No. Even if you open this main, see, is urls.py file exist? No, it does not exist. So the first step what you will be doing is, in this main, you are going to create a new file. So in Visual Studio Code, you can select your main app and you can click onto this link. And this is going to be the name of your file, urls.py. Please do not make any spelling mistake. This file name has to be urls.py, because here you are giving an instruction that redirect my every request to this urls. So the name of that file will be urls. Okay, you can see that in my main, I have created this file named as urls.py. Now you may be wondering that what kind of a code I should write over there. Okay, so this is very simple, guys. Here in urls.py, first of all, you need to copy the code from here. Okay, you'll copy the code from here, means line number 16 till line number 22, you can copy. Okay, and you can paste it in urls.py. Okay, so from this urls.py, first of all, this urls.py is this file. Okay, in first Django project, we have this urls.py. You need to copy this piece of code from here. Okay, and now you can change it as per your requirement. So I told you that first request will comes to urls.py. Okay, and then once you get the request, you can perform a desired action. Okay, you can do what? You can perform a desired action. So here what I'm doing is I'm performing this action. Okay, I'm performing this action. If someone's type nothing in my URL, that what I will be doing is, from my views, I'm going to call this function index. Okay, and the name of this URL will be index. Now this is something important which you need to understand. First, try to understand the flow. Request in Django first comes to this urls.py. That means first request come here. Now what Django will do? Now Django will redirect you in your main urls.py. So I'm going to close it. Now we are talking about only our mains.py. Okay, we are talking about our mains urls.py. So now here what will happen? Here, the moment when this urls.py get a request, okay, what this urls.py will do? It will call this function. It will call this function. I told you that in views, okay, if you forgot, let me show you. So here I've shown you that the Python function goes in views and HTML goes in template. Okay, as of now, we are not dealing with the template. First, we need to understand the views. I told you that in views, you can write our business logic. Okay, you can create Python functions or you can perform desired actions in the views. So here what you are doing, the moment when request will be forwarded to main URLs, we are going to execute this function. Okay, but if I open this views.py, it is empty. Do we have anything over there? No. So that means we need to create a function first. Now what that function says, if, okay, first of all, I will create that function. So in this function, we need to pass request. And then here I'm going to return an HTTP response, my main page. Okay. So now guys, listen to me very carefully. So here in views.py, I have created one function. Okay, in views.py, we have created one function and the name of that function is index. Now what will happen? We know that first request will be forwarded to urls.py. So here is your request now. Okay, and now this request will be forwarded to this function. Now what Django will do? Django first comes to urls.py and then Django will forward this information over there. And here what you are doing, in your views, you have created a function named as index. You can consider that here we are calling this function. In a simple term, you can consider it like here we are calling this function. So in my views, we have created this function index. The moment when someone's generate a request to this function, what it will do, it will give you this response, my main page. Okay, it will give you what? It will give you this response, my main page. Now try to understand the flow once again. Then I'll ask you a very simple question, and once you all are agree, we'll proceed further. So guys, first of all, if someone's open this 127.0.0.1:8000, okay, means this request will be forwarded to main urls.py. Okay, here I'm explaining you the flow. The moment when someone's open your address, Django will forward this request to main urls.py. Now, the moment when we got this request here, it will perform the desired action. Then once a request has been generated, it's time to perform the desired action. Now, what action we are performing? We are calling index function. Okay, here we are calling an index function from views. Okay, what exactly we are doing here? We are doing nothing here. We are calling this index function from our views. Okay, and what this index function will do? See, the moment when a request will be generated. Okay, so here you can see we are not passing anything. That means where we are generating a request, we are generating a request to this function. The moment when someone's generate a request to this index page, this output you will be going to have. Okay, you will be going to have what? You will be going to have this output. Let me show you whether this piece of code works or not. So here I'm going to save all the changes, go to file, click on save all. Okay, and here I'm going to run my project again, Python manage.py run server. Run server and press enter. Okay, now here you can see that here it is getting an error. It is saying that I don't know what the hell is view. What your Django is saying that I don't know what does this views. First of all, try to understand that why we are getting this error, because our request has been forwarded to this views. Okay, but URL does not know which views we are talking about. Okay, how Python file will came to know that which view we are talking about. So we need to specify this views. So that means this piece of code you need to write from, what is the name of our app? Main. We are going to import views. Okay, which views we are talking about. So in our main, we have this file named as views, and in this file, we have this index function. Let me make changes to it. I'm going to save everything. Okay, I'm going to stop the execution of it. Okay, and I'm going to run this again. Okay, I'm going to run this file again, Python manage.py run server. Okay, sorry, I need to open my command prompt once again. So here I'm going to open my command prompt. First, Django project main. So First, we need to come in this project, first Django project, and now Python manage.py run server. Okay, and now your file is running. Now what will happen this time? So guys, this time we are not going to have this page. This time what you will be having is, okay, so as of now you can see one more error we are getting. Now this error I would like to show you. First of all, guys, you can see that whenever you are going to do any mistake, Django will help you out. Now this time it is saying that HTTP response is not defined. So first of all, where we are using this HTTP response, if you remember, here I'm using this HTTP response. Okay, so let's import this. So whatever module you are going to use, you have to import this. Okay, you have to import this. Okay, so let me save this because here I'm using this HTTP response. Now I'll refresh the page. Okay, reloading has been done. Okay, and now guys, you can see that what kind of an output you will be going to have. You will be going to have this output, my main page. Is it clear? At initial stage, it is difficult, but if you try to understand the flow very carefully, it is super easy. Let me give you a quick revision and then I will ask certain questions from you. Focus. So first of all, guys, what will happen? Always remember, okay, I'm gonna remove everything. See, first of all, what will happen? First, request will be forwarded over here. In the urls.py. So here, when someone's try to open your local address, where it will send the request, it will send the request to main.urls. Okay, so let me close this file and let's go to the main.urls.py. Now here, what will happen? That means the request is being generated. Now, once the request is being generated, this set of action is being performed. Okay, and now here what you are doing nothing. You are going to call this function index. Okay, and now where you have defined this function, we have defined this function in our views. Okay, so let me open this views. And here what you are doing, you have created one function. If someone's generate a request, yes, someone is generating a request. So you are going to give an HTTP response, my main page. Earlier, we were having Django default page layout, but now you can see if someone's try to open your local address, here you can display them your own content. Is it clear to everyone? So guys, as of now, we have done this basic concept. Means if someone's try to access your URL, you are going to display them this message, my main page. Okay, and how we are displaying this message? Let me give you a quick revision. So first, we have created an application. We have manipulated the urls.py file of our project. Okay, like this. This is how we have manipulated it. Okay, we are sending every information to main.urls. Then in main app, we have created one urls.py. So what this urls.py will do, the moment when this request is being generated, this desired action will be taken place. Okay, so here as of now, we are not using /home/about us. We are doing nothing. So that means if someone's try to view your 1 to 7 or your local address, this function you are going to call. Now, as of now, you can see we are displaying them, or we are displaying our user very boring kind of an output, my main page. Really, are you going to show this to your user? No. Here you are going to display a full-fledged web application. Okay, guys, and how you can display that full-fledged web application, I'll show you. If you remember, I told you Django follows MVT architecture. Now, one thing is very sure that in views, you are going to write business logic, how you are going to handle the request, how you are going to create a function. Remember, I told you templates. In templates, you are going to do what? You are going to create your HTML files. Means the main layout or the best or how your website will look. That content you will be defining in a templates folder. So now, guys, it's the right time to use templates. Okay, and I'll show you how you can play with the templates. So first of all, close everything. Always remember, you need to create a new folder and you need to give that folder a name as templates. Okay, in Django project, you need to create a new folder. Okay, and you have to give that folder a name as template. So guys, I have seen students or professionals, they created template folder inside the main, or they created folder first Django project. No, this template folder has to be in your parent directory. How? So let me show you. So this is our project. Now that template folder has to be in there. Okay, that template folder has to be in there. So now I'm going to create that folder, new folder, templates. Okay, or even you can create this folder with the help of Visual Studio Code. Okay, but I'm creating in front of you so that you won't create this template folder inside here, and neither you create over here. Please try to understand where you need to create this template folder in your parent directory. Now, once you have this folder, okay, so here you can see Visual Studio Code will automatically get updated. So now guys, in this templates, I'm going to create a new file. So select this folder template like this and select this Visual Studio Code option, new file. Okay, here I'm going to click onto this icon and the name of this file will be index.html. Okay, and here in front of you, I'm going to create a very simple HTML file. Okay, so suppose this is going to be the title, my Django project. Okay, and here in the body tag, I'm going to use an h1 tag, my main page. Okay, or let's say my first Django project. So with this demo, I would like to show you that how we can display a full-fledged web application. As of now, you can see that we are displaying a very simple message, my main page. Title is not being set and you cannot change the color of it. So you need to use HTML over there, because in HTML you can use CSS and even you can use JavaScript. So where you need to create your HTML file first, inside your templates folder. Okay, now you need to tell Django that I am going to use templates. See, Django is not gonna update itself automatically. You have to tell Django that Mr. Django, now I'm going to use one templates folder. Okay, so that means the moment when you create this template folder, you need to register it. Okay, you need to do what? Listen to me, you need to register it. How? It's very simple. Don't think it's a rocket science. See, in a matter of seconds, we can register it. So in your project, this is our project. In your project, you will be going to have this file settings.py. Okay, if you open your project, first Django project. Okay, here I'm not talking about app. Make sure in your project, you will be going to have settings.py. And now guys, in settings.py, you can see that Mr. Django has created a list for you, but you can see that this list is empty. Now, this list is being left empty so that you can specify your template location. Okay, why this list is been empty in settings.py? So that you can specify that this is my template location. Now, before you specify this location, go at the top. Here we need to import one package. Okay, and the name of that package is import operating system. Now, when you will be using this package, suppose you want to register one folder. You in Python programming, we use this package to create a new folder, to create a new file, to get the location of that folder. So we can use this OS module. Okay, it's a Python module. Okay, it's not a Django module, it's a Python module, and this module you can use to get the current working directory, to create some folders, to get the folder location, to get the file location. So we can use this module for these purposes. So first in settings.py, you need to import this module. Now, once you're done importing this module, go below, search for that empty list here. Okay, see, this list has been created over here, dirs, and now here we are gonna tell that here os.path.join. Okay, here you need to type this piece of command, base dir, and here we have templates. Okay, now you may be wondering that what the sir has been written. Okay, so here guys, we have written a very simple code. Okay, I'll explain it to you that what we are doing over here. So here you are saying in your base directory. Now, what is your base directory? Guys, base directory is your parent directory. Okay, in our parent directory, we have created this template folder. Agree? Yes. So here we are doing the same. In our base directory, we have this templates. So this is how you are going to register your templates folder. Then what do you mean by os.path.join? Basically, guys, again, it's a Python programming. Okay, again, it's a Python programming. Let me show you a quick demo of it, what os.path.join will do. Suppose this is your parent folder. We have created one variable, and the name of that variable is parent folder. And suppose in home, we have this folder. Okay, now here I have created a new folder. Suppose the name of this folder is images. Now, if you use print function and if you use os.path.join parent folder, comma, new folder. So what will happen? There will be no rocket science. What you will be have an output, guys. So you will be going to have this output home, Yash, and this folder will be concatenated. That's it. I hope that the concept of os.path.join is clear to you. It is used to combine two folders together, or it is used to concatenate two folders together. So this is our variable name. This is our variable name. So what will be the final output? This folder will be concatenated with this location. And here what we are doing, we are specifying that our template folder is where our template folder is in base directory. Base directory is what, guys? It is your parent directory. Now go to file and click on save all. So this is how you are going to register. So we are done registering, but another part, that how you are going to use this index.html. It's very simple now. First, create this template folder, create your HTML files, register your template folder. And once you are done doing all these stuff, then again, open your app. In your app, who is responsible for showing you this, my main page? Your views. Remember who is responsible? Your views. So which file you need to open? You need to open views.py. And this time you can give an instruction that, hey, Mr. Index function, I don't want this HTTP response. This time, please render a template for me. Okay, render means please open, or you can say that please open this index.html page for me. Okay, render you can understand like this, that please open this HTML file for me. So here you can give an instruction that, hey, Mr. Render, the moment when someone's generate a request, please open this file for me. That's it. Earlier, what we are doing, we are displaying an HTTP response. But now here we are doing what? We are displaying our index.html file content. Simple, isn't it? It's very simple. All you need to do is create one template folder, create an HTML file in it, then register your template folder, and in views.py you can give this instruction to the render function that now I don't want simple HTTP response to be get displayed. I want to display my full-fledged web application. So this is the command which you need to type. Save. And now if I refresh the page, okay, let me check. Yes, the content has been reloaded. The best part of Django is, guys, you don't need to run your server again and again and again. Okay, make all the changes and automatically you can see that Django has been reloaded. So now let me refresh the page and boom. This time our HTML page is been loaded. So guys, you can see the title has been there. How many of you are able to see the title? My Django project, and this is your H1 tag. That means if I right click on your page and if I go to the view page source, See, an HTML page is being there. Now understand the concept of request. So request first will be forwarded to the URLs file. Then what URL will do? In your view function, it will, from your views, it will call this index function. And what you are doing in index function, you are saying, please render an index.html file for us. Isn't it simple? Yes, Django is as simple. Okay. So guys, we have already achieved the milestone. Okay, now you can see that we are able to open our index.html file. Okay, so you can see that here now we can display the content of index.html file. Now guys, in this index.html file, definitely you are going to display some images. You will be using some JavaScript file, and you will be using some CSS file as well. Okay, so now this piece of part, we need to understand that how you can manage static files in Django. Okay, or let's say managing static files in Django. Static file means, guys, suppose you want to display an image, suppose you want to use an external CSS, or you want to use some JavaScript file. So that all stuff comes under your static files. Now, don't think that displaying an image is an easy job. In Django, it is easy, but you have to create a separate folder for it. Okay, what you need to do? You need to create a separate folder for it. How? I'll show it to you. So guys, again, just like templates, okay, just like template, we need to create one more folder, and the name of that folder will be static. Okay, the name of that folder will be static. So here, I'm going to create one new folder, and the name of that folder will be static. Do not change the name. Name has to be static and name has to be templates. It is fixed in Django Web Framework. Okay, you cannot change the name of templates. You cannot change the name of static. Now guys, in this static, I'm gonna keep any image. Okay, so let's use some image. If you have your image, you can put that image in this folder. In front of you, I will be using, let's say, this image, Python. Okay, so I'll just copy this image. Okay, and I'll paste that image in this static folder. So an export, first Django project, static. Here I'm going to paste this image, Python. Now guys, this image I need to display in my HTML file. Okay, so can we display it directly? No, we have to make certain changes. If you want to display some static content in your Django project, you can use the official documentation of Django. Static files in Django. Okay, and guys, this is the first URL which you need to open. How to manage static files, example, how you can manage images, JavaScript and CSS. So you need to click over here, scroll down. Okay, scroll down, and this piece of code you need to copy. That's it. Okay, this piece of code you need to copy if you want to display images, if you want to display JavaScript file, or if you want to display, or if you want to use CSS files. Now, where you need to copy this piece of code. First of all, this is what we need to understand. So copy this code from here. You don't need to do anything on your own. Just copy this piece of code from here, where I'm copying this code from the official documentation. Okay. And now this piece of code, guys, you need to copy in settings.py. Okay. Open your settings.py file. Scroll down. Okay. Scroll down. Template has been there. Scroll down and you can see that static URL is already been defined. Okay. They are saying that if you want to use some static resources, create this folder, and we are done creating this folder. Now we need to open, or we need to paste this piece of code. Now from where we have copied this code, we have copied this code from the official site. Okay, so those who are using Linux and Macintosh, they can keep this, but if you are using Windows like me, just delete this code. Okay, and also delete this comma. We are using Windows. So here what you are doing, you are giving an instruction to your Django that we have our static files in this folder. Remember what is base directory? Base directory is our parent directory. And in that parent directory, you have created what? We have created the static folder. And this is how we are going to register that static folder. Now save everything. Okay. And now I'll show you that how we can use an image from this static folder. First, always remember, you need to create a static folder and then register that static folder in settings.py. Once you are done, now very easily you can play with these static files. So I will be using an image tag. src will be, so we have one static folder. In this static folder, we have one image. Okay, let me guess the name of that image, python.jpg. So python.jpg is the name of my image. And I'll just save this. Okay, I'm going to save everything. Okay, let me use some BR tag as well. BR, save. And now if I refresh the page, you can see that my image has been there. Understood, guys? If you want to play with images, CSS and JavaScript, this is the location where you need to put your images. It's not like that you can copy your images anywhere and then you just call it. No, we are using Django Web Framework, and in Django Web Framework, we need to use what? We need to use static folder. Okay, so now guys, you know how to play with an HTML. Now you know how to play with an images. So why not let's design the full-fledged web application. Okay, you can say it's boring application. Let's design a full-fledged application. Suppose we need to design a website for some institute. Okay, and that institute used to offer some courses. Okay, and we need to design that application using Django. So guys, how much time will it take to design? Can you give me any rough idea? So now guys, we are going to design a full-fledged web application in Django. However, we have already been covered how to design Django application. This is how you can design a Django application. You can display an HTML pages like this. You can display an images like this. But let's make this workshop a little bit more interesting. And we are now going to design a very cool web application. For this, I will be using Bootstrap. Okay, I will be using what? I will be using Bootstrap. Now, those who don't know anything about Bootstrap, so guys, Bootstrap is a front-end framework. Okay, Bootstrap is what? It's a front-end framework which help you to design websites very quickly. And the best part of Bootstrap is it is mobile responsive. That means if someone's try to view your website in different mobile devices, it will look very good. Means if you are going to use Bootstrap, the content of your website will be adjusted automatically. No matter what, if you are viewing it in Android, in an iPhone, in a projector, everything will be taken care of by the Bootstrap. Okay, so how to use it, I'll show you. All you need to do is you need to use this website getbootstrap.com. At the top, you need to click on docs, this documentation, scroll down a little bit more, and this is going to be a starter template. That says, Bootstrap says that if you want to design a website using Bootstrap, you can copy this piece of code. Okay, so here, this starter template, guys, you need to copy. Okay, this is starter template you need to copy. So let me copy this starter template. Okay, and where we are going to paste, see, it's an HTML code. Okay, it is what? It's an HTML code. So guys, where you are going to paste this code? Obviously in your index.html. So as of now, I'm going to delete everything. And this time I will be using this code. Okay. Now these green colors you can remove. Okay, these are the comments, you can remove them. Okay, you can remove them. Okay, even you can remove this H1, and here you can give it a title, Nexperts project. Okay, so the title of our website will be Nexperts project. Now guys, what will be the first thing you need in a website? The menu bar. Okay. However, we cannot call them as a menu bar. We call them as a nav bar. Home, about us, gallery, search, isn't it? So the first thing which we need in a website is the nav bar. So here I'm going to use some comment. Nav bar code starts here. Okay, I'll just copy this comment and I'll write nav bar code and 0. Now between this, I'm going to paste the nav bar code. Again, guys, you don't need to write any piece of code. Bootstrap provide you it freely. On the left, you can see that we have some components. Okay, on the left, we can see Bootstrap provides you different tools. You can use these tools. Now, we need to use components. And here from this components, we need to search for nav bar. Okay, this is the nav bar. Click on this nav bar. And now, guys, you need to decide which nav bar you want to use. Okay, if you want this nav bar, you can use this piece of code. If you want this kind of a nav bar, you can use this piece of code. Okay, suppose you want this nav bar. So you can copy this code. In my website, suppose I want to use this kind of a nav bar. Okay, so I'll just click copy in it. Okay, I'll just click copy over here. And here I'm going to paste this code. Now here I will be making a little bit changes. First of all, this is going to be the title. I'll change this title and here I'm going to type Nexperts. Okay, here I'm going to type Nexperts. Now, if I save this and if I refresh the page earlier, this is how our website will look. Now I'm going to refresh it and you can see one nav bar is being created. So this is the title which we have just changed. And now guys, you can change the text accordingly. Okay, you can change this link, you can change this drop down, even you can delete this disabled. Okay, even you can change this information. How? Is it a rocket science? No, it's not. If you know the skills, okay, if you know the basics of HTML and CSS, very easily you can make these changes. So here home menu will be okay. Okay, I'm not going to delete that home, but I don't want this link. Here I'm going to change this text from link to about us. About us. Okay, then in this drop down, I'm going to set this information courses. Suppose an expert's offering different courses. Let's say Python. Here I'm going to change this text, Django. And here I'm going to write, let's say, machine learning. Okay, now I don't want this disabled. Okay, or if you want to enable it, all you need to do is just remove this disabled. And here you can write contact us. Contact us. Save. And now here placeholder, in this placeholder, I'm going to write search courses. If I save it, and now if I show you, earlier our menu was looking like this, but now if I show you, see, home, about, course, Python, Django, machine learning, contact us, and here the placeholder will be search courses. I told you that Bootstrap will take care of responsiveness. That means if someone's try to view your web application in a mobile device, this is how it will look. See. So if someone's tried to view your web application in an iPad, this is how it will look. If someone's tried to view your web application in an Android device, see, this is how your application will look. Your menu will be adjusted accordingly. If you click on it, these are your menus. Everything will be adjusted accordingly. If someone's tried to view your website in an iPhone, see, this is how it will look. So currently I'm viewing this application in an iPhone. So you can see how beautiful it will look. Now you may be wondering, can we change this nav bar color as well? So guys, the answer is yes. Yes, you can change it. How? I'll show you. So here in this Bootstrap, okay, here in this Bootstrap, if you scroll down more, a little bit more, and you will be going to have this colors options. If you want to use a dark color, then this piece of class you need to use. If you want this blue color, then this color you can use. I'll show you. I want to use this Nav Bar dark. I'll just copy it from here. I'll search where it is. So this is Nav Bar light and background light I don't want. Here I want dark color. Just save it. And now if I refresh it, see, your Nav Bar is being changed. So our website first content is being ready. Now forwarding, now here I want a section, and in that section, suppose I need to display my company name and a little bit description about my company. So here Bootstrap will provide you Jumbotron. Okay, Bootstrap will provide you a Jumbotron. Now Jumbotron is what? Jumbotron is a large grayscale area. Okay, Jumbotron is what? Jumbotron is a large grayscale area. I'll show you what exactly Jumbotron is. I'll search it again. So, okay, here we have Jumbotron, color system, grid, content. I'll search it. So here is our Jumbotron. Okay, so now guys, what Jumbotron will do? Jumbotron will gonna provide you this large area. Okay, here you can see, if I maximize my size a little bit, might be possible that color is not visible, but you observe it, we have a light gray color behind it. It's a box, it's a huge gray box, and in this box company name has been written and some description of company is being displayed. Okay, so you can use this Jumbotron. How? Again, you don't need to write any piece of code. Just go to the view page source option. And guys, this piece of code you need to copy. Okay, this div tag you are going to copy. How? I'll show it to you. So let me copy it from here. And I'll paste this after my Nav Bar. Okay, we are done with the Nav Bar. Here our Jumbotron code starts. So I'll just copy this piece of code. Here I'll write the name of my company and Nexperts Academy. Okay, and instead of this example button, I'll write get started. Okay, and hi guys, here you can display some little bit configuration of your company, or you can specify them some description about your company. If I save this, and now if I refresh my page, see, Jumbotron has been there. Okay, so this is how guys, with the help of Bootstrap, you can design website very fast and very quickly. But here as of now, you can see that this color is not visible. Okay, so this color is not visible because I'm using background light color over there. Okay, so you can change this color scheme. That part I will be discussing you later on. Now, I would like to display this page, or I would like to adjust this Jumbotron. Okay, as of now, you can see that this Jumbotron is merging with my Nav Bar. I need to put one space between them. So here, what we can do is Bootstrap provides you a class named as container. Div class container. You can just cut this div tag from here, paste it over there. That means this Jumbotron class we are going to put inside the container. And what this container will do, container will going to give you a left margin and container will gonna give you right margin. Okay, here, let me expand the size, and now you can observe it carefully that one grayscale area will be there, means left margin will be added and the right margin will be added. Now, if you want to add some space between this Nav Bar and this Jumbotron, still you can write another piece of code. Okay, and that piece of code will gonna add a margin over there. So here in your division tag, Bootstrap class name is very simple. Here you need to use empty. Empty stands for margin from top, write 3 over there. Save this, refresh the page. And now guys, you can see that there will be one space added between my Nav Bar and between my Jumbotron. And again, the benefit is quite simple. Why we are using Bootstrap? Because it is mobile responsive. If someone's try to view your application in an iPhone, this is how it will look. Every content will be adjusted accordingly. You don't need to worry about anything. See, every content will be adjusted accordingly, no matter what, in which mobile device you are going to view your application. Okay, let's talk about the final part. Okay, so let me close this. Remember, we just discussed about images, how practically we can use those images. So here, I'll go to the Bootstrap documentation once again. From components, you can play with this option card. Okay, and suppose for displaying my courses information, I want to have this interface where I can display my course image, course name, and a little bit description about that course. Okay, again, what you need to do, you need to simply just copy this card, go to your Bootstrap, and here. Okay, I'll add one comment for you. The courses information. Courses information. That means now I'm going to paste the code for my courses information. So this is going to be an image tag. Okay, this is an alternative tag. You can change the title. Here the title will be Python programming. You can write some text. Here you can click on explore more. Any content you can change accordingly. And now guys, remember, if we want to display an images, we can use static. And in this static, we have python.jpg image. Okay, and now what will happen? Let me save it. Refresh the page. And you can see that your product means your course information is being there. Isn't it interesting? Okay, now let's say add some more cards and then we are done with this live session. So here, in order to add more product information, what you need to do is you just need to copy this card multiple times, Control C. Okay, Control C, paste. One more course information has been added. One more course information has been added. But wait, there is one problem. If now I refresh the page, every card will come in below. It's look weird, isn't it? But it look better if I display this card over there and if I display this card over here. So how we can do this? Here comes Bootstrap grid system into the picture. Now, Bootstrap grid system, I'll explaining you in our full course content, but now I'll give you an overview. Bootstrap grid system says, suppose this is the layout of your website. Okay, as of now, you can see that every image is coming below each other. Okay, now I want to display them in a same common place. So what you can do is here you can play with Bootstrap grid system. In Bootstrap grid system, first of all, you can create one row. Okay, you can do what? You can create one row, and in that row, you can use certain columns. You can use certain columns. So that means, guys, this is going to be our row. Okay, and this is going to be our column 1, column 2, and column 3. Now, if you're going to use this kind of a stuff, your courses information will be updated accordingly. And is it a rocket science? No. Here I'll show you. First of all, every card information I'm going to put in a row. So this class we will be using div class row. Okay, I'm going to cut this div tag from here because this card I need to put in a row, this card I need to put in a row, and even this card I need to put in a row. So now we have put 3 cards in a row. Now this card I want to display in the very first column. So I will be using div class column. Okay, so this card I'm going to put in my first column. Again, you can copy it. The second card you are going to put in a second column. You can just close this div tag from here. And even this card I'm going to put in a third column. So div class column. And I'm going to close this div class column at the end. Now, if I save this, what is the benefit of putting them into row and column? It's quite simple. If I refresh the page, you can see your website has been adjusted. Okay, and guys, remember where we are designing this website. We are designing this website in a Django. And the best part is, again, it is mobile responsive. If you try to view this application in an iPhone, this is how it will look. Every content you can see will be adjusted accordingly. In an Android device, this is how it will look. Means your user will be able to read your entire information very easily. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Here we are done with our Django live session. Okay, so what we discussed about model view template architecture. Practically, I have shown you that how you can use view and templates together. Your request will be forwarded to the urls.py, then it will forward to the view, how you can handle static files, and how you can design a full-fledged web application in Django. Okay, so Django, you can see, guys, it's not a rocket science to understand the Django, but you just need to understand the flow, MVT. So this is just an overview. In our full course content, we will be discussing about Python, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Django, model, how you can connect your application with the databases. And we are also going to design an e-commerce store. That means you are going to learn Django along with an e-commerce store. So that means you will be designing your own Django e-commerce store. I told you that Django provides you code reusability and security. That part we are also going to discuss in our course content. Okay,